Hello and welcome to Wagner's Tech Talk. I love the joysticks on the RG350. The only problem is they get stuck on the pockets on my jeans. So then I came across a new solution that uses these RG350 Flat Sticks. Yes, it does require opening up your RG350, so if you aren't comfortable doing that, this may not be for you. But if you are, stay tuned. I think you're going to enjoy it. I purchased this kit from a place called Sakura Retro Modding. They're located in France. I had seen this kit mentioned on the RG350 subreddit and was really curious to see if it's all that it's cracked up to be. So we'll go ahead and open it up and check out what's in the package here. This is interesting. It's got a 3D printed box that the buttons and the flat sticks are stored in or shipped in, which is pretty neat. Those are the buttons, and these are the sticks. I was highly impressed by the quality of these prints. It was not like anything I printed. Either I'm really lousy at 3D printing or they're doing something quite a bit different than what I'm used to. These don't look like PLA prints at all, but I'm impressed. Alright, there's a sticker. PlayStation Sakura Retro Modding. Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and start taking the RG350 apart. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this may not be for everyone. If you're not comfortable taking your RG350 apart, this may not be for you. However, if you just want to install the flat sticks, you can get away with just taking the back cover off and about 8 screws. And to help protect my RG350 from static electricity, I am going to go ahead and use this ground strap. So basically you just pop that in, put this over your wrist or your arm, make sure that it's snug against your skin, that the metal's touching you. And this is kind of unusual, but you take this plug and plug it in, and don't worry, it won't shock you. Only the ground line is actually connected. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and disassemble the buttons here, and I'm going to speed it up. We're going to take these screws out, and check this out. This is the little joystick. Pretty cool. Alright, so now we'll just pop the joystick off and replace it with our new flat stick. It's a little tricky getting it in there, but not too bad. You want to press rather firmly. Alright, so now we'll do the other side. And same thing, pop it out, pop the new one in. Again, press it firmly. Cool. When I ordered my kit, I ordered a set of PlayStation 1 buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and take the entire RG350 apart. You could have stopped here if all you needed to do is replace the joysticks. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and remove these additional screws down here. And we'll pop the micro SD card out before we do anything else. There we go. Alright, we'll take the top plastic off, and yes, some of the buttons are going to fall out as you remove them. Don't force it, just gently slide the buttons out of the way and pull up, and they pretty much fall out. And then we can take this back cover off. There we go. And now we'll take the top cover off here. That one goes off quite a bit easier. And then we're going to take this padding off the buttons. So now we'll go ahead and replace the buttons here. I'll put links in the description below for everything you see in this video. So now we're just going to replace the buttons real quick. Maybe I'll get it right here. Alright. Now we'll put the padding back on. And we'll go ahead and close it up. And we'll go ahead and put the top piece back on. And then I realized that I had a few buttons that were left over here, the select and the start buttons, so I'm going to go ahead and pop those in. And we'll put the cover on. There we go. We'll go ahead and put these button covers on and see if we can get that little booger on there. Okay. And everything seems to be seated pretty well. Definitely want to test out the buttons, make sure that they're working fine for you before you snap it all together. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and put some of these bottom screws in to hold the board back to the case. And we'll just check out the buttons. The few buttons that we've got assembled just to make sure that they're all operating fine before we keep going. Now we'll keep going. Put in some more of these screws. There we go. Now we're going to put the flat stick back on. For this, you just have the 4 screws. And you do the same thing for both sides. So we'll flip it over and do the same thing for the other side. It's pretty easy. Oh, look at my screen. It's filthy. I need to clean it again. Alright, but yeah, the sticks work good and everything's looking good. We'll go ahead and put the L and R buttons back on. And then we'll plug in the battery. Just pops right in. And we'll put the cover back on. A little button fell out, so there we go. Tighten everything down. That was really not hard at all, guys. It was pretty easy. And man, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Buttons seem to work fine, but we should probably do a little better test just to make sure before we call this assembly complete. So we'll go ahead and pop in our micro SD card. There we go. And we'll power on the unit. And I'll flop over here and go to the hardware test. Just test all the buttons real quick. Everything checked out fine. Good to go. Oh, need to clean the screen. Alright, so now that we have a clean screen, we can go ahead and apply that label. I probably should have picked the Sega label instead of the PlayStation label. It would have looked better on a black RG350, but if yours is gray, this is going to be great for yours. I may wind up swapping this label out later. Alright, so now we're going to go into Daphne and we're going to go ahead and do a quick test just to see how well it plays. I absolutely love playing Space Ace on my RG350, so we're going to go ahead and start there. Alright, so we put in some quarters, we'll hit start, crank up the game, and let's check it out. And it was at about this point that I realized I'm not really testing both sticks very well, so we're going to swap over to Robotron. And Robotron will definitely test both sticks at the same time. If you're interested in how to set Robotron up on your RG350 with both sticks working, I'll put a link up above for you. Check out that video. These sticks work wonderfully. The texture on there is fantastic. Your thumbs don't slide around or anything. It grips very, very well. And it's very high quality. So I highly recommend it. One little point I want to make is just make sure you press down firmly on the sticks when you're first setting it up. That way you won't get any rubbing against the chassis of the RG350. But overall, this kit is fantastic. I highly recommend it. I think it's well worth the $20 for this mod. Definitely. And it has this cool case. I can put my originals in and store it for another day, which I don't think I'll be going back to. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button. If you want to see more from Wagner's Tech Talk, please click the subscribe. And with that, I will talk to you very soon. And I'm going to go ahead and put this sticker right here on my workbench. Starting a little collection over here.